What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to talk about the hypothetical, what if serialized cards came to Pokemon? So in case you've missed the whole Magic the Gathering, Lord of the Rings fiasco around finding the One Ring, I'm going to quickly explain what a serialized card is, and I'll put an example on the screen in front of you. Basically, it's a very limited edition card that you can find in any given booster box or pack. And it usually has a serial number, one of, 100, 200, 700, 1,000, can be any number. And there's only a limited amount ever printed. So they are very sought after because, there's only a certain amount ever printed. They're not reprinted. Whatever's out there is out there. And usually they come with, a different art, a different holographic, something that will make them stand out from just the regular version of that card. So now we're starting to see all of the prices associated with these serialized cards. So here's a good example right now on the screen in front of you. This is a 1 of 700 serialized card. As you can see, it's in Elvish instead of English, and it's going for around $5,000. Now, the most expensive card is obviously the One of One Ring, which, was quoted at $2 million. It's being graded by PSA for a PSA 9. Very interesting. I don't know if that will actually sell. I haven't heard anything about it since PSA graded it, but it just shows you the value of these serialized cards, and especially if there is a one-of-one card like the One Ring. So I actually have my own serialized card from a Star Wars set, a Star Wars top set, something else that I collect, and I'm going to show it to you right now. Okay, so here is my serialized Star Wars card, Qui-Gon Jinn. As you can see right there, it's 19 out of 99. So the difference between this card and the normal card is actually not that much. This is the normal card right here. As you can see, no serialized number on the back, completely blank, whereas this one, has the number. The only difference in the art is, apart from the serialized number, is that this one is got like a holographic shine, whereas this one does not. So some trading cards will have very minimal difference, putting on a holographic to a common card, basically. But some will have completely different art themselves. So now I want to kind of go through the pros and cons of having serialized cards in a specific set or inside a specific TCG. Let's start off, with the pros first. So obviously the biggest pro is that you, as a collector, have a shot at getting a serialized card. It might be a 1 of 100. It might be a 1 of 1,000. It could be anywhere in between. It's really cool to know that you have collected a very, very limited edition card, and not everyone can get it. The downside to that, obviously, the con, the flip side to that is that obviously it's going to be incredibly difficult to collect a master set. So if there's, 2 or 3 of these serialized cards, it's very unlikely you're going to pull 3 serialized cards within a set. And now, obviously, there's some pros to people who don't even care about serialized cards. The thing that I've seen most with this Lord of the Rings set is that the rate at which these booster packs and booster boxes and all these collectibles are being opened means that there's so many singles on the market right now, it's only increased the amount of cards that are available to you. And the more cards that are on the market, generally, the cheaper it becomes to collect. And obviously, if it's cheaper to collect, it means it's better for everyone involved, because there's nothing worse than having to, go finish off your master set or get the singles you want, and they're in the hundreds of dollars. So if you don't really care about serialized cards, it's actually quite a good thing to have serialized cards in your set, just because you can go onto the open market and get all those cards that you actually want. Now, the cons of Pokemon doing this. Well, let's look at the last point I just made, that there's so many cards in the open market. That's great if you're not someone who can really afford to go and rip packs. But if you're someone who doesn't really enjoy getting singles, you don't get the same kind of rush as, opening a pack itself or a booster box, those booster box prices are going to go through the roof. Just take a look at Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is inherently more expensive to collect than Pokemon. But the price for a booster box for this Lord of the Rings set is $400 to $500 right now. Even with the one ring being found, I honestly thought the prices would drop dramatically. If anything, they're still hovering around the $450 to $500 range. Now, I think $100 for a Pokemon booster box is still pretty pricey. The current rate of a booster box is anywhere between $100 to about $120. Personally, I think it should be down towards $80, $90. So if we see that increase go up because of specialized cards in the Pokemon community, it's just going to become insanely expensive. And the only people who can really afford to open these booster boxes are, TCG stores who are trying to, find these serialized cards, and obviously people who have a massive disposable income, which is not, I would say the vast percentage of the population. Now, the second thing I want to touch on, and I'm just going to touch on it briefly so it doesn't rile up too many people, is the potential of, the wrong kind of people coming in to the community and basically buying up as much stock as they can in search for this, these serialized cards to then flip them for a profit. Personally, I do not think ripping packs to search for these serialized cards is a way to make money. I don't think there is any merit to ripping packs to find specific cards. I think it's a huge waste of money. I think we've been shown time and again by people who do the research that it's much more efficient just to go outright and buy the card. And obviously, for TCG stores and people who have the ability to, sell booster boxes, it increases their liability because, these boxes, these cards are worth so much money. It leaves them liable to being, robbed or stolen. So there's also that side of things as well. As things become more rare, as things become more sought after, the more likely it is that, crimes will be committed to try get your hands on that product. Now, as for my own opinion on this, I'm kind of split between what I would want here. I think it's a really cool idea to have serialized cards. Like I said, I'm all for rare cards being collected. I think they're really cool, and not even for me to have them, but just for me to, watch the market, see how the market reacts. There's a ton of cards in Pokemon that are very limited and I'll never get my hands on, and I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. So I kind of came to the conclusion where I thought having one set per year with serialized cards, and it wasn't just one serialized card, it was maybe, 10 different sets of serialized cards of 1,000 cards for each of those 10 different Pokemon or trainers or whatever they would be. So I think for things that are already popular, like anniversary sets, like special sets where, like the 151 set or, Hidden Fates, Shining Fates, Shiny Star V, all of these kind of special holiday sets, I think it would be fine to put them in there. I think it would be a cool concept to trial, but I'm not 100% sure it would work within Pokemon. I don't know how bad the side effects of having a serialized card or a set of serialized cards within a set. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this is entirely hypothetical, and I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Pokemon do trial this at some point. But most of all, I'm interested to hear what you guys think. What do you think? Do you think we should have serialized cards, not have serialized cards? The pros and cons that I did leave off of my list. I think it's a very interesting topic for debate. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Please like and subscribe. Always love hearing your guys' thoughts. So I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'll speak to you guys again soon. Thank you.